Something to do to fill my time. This is the Great Dane Huddle, live from the east side with Coach Barry Alvarez. I'm Alex Gravatt alongside Tarek Saleh, Derek Engler, the Rose Bowl champions. And guys, no Wisconsin football. How'd you feel your weekend, Derek?
Well, I watched some football.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that SEC championship. That was some football.
No question.
That was some football. That was as physical as, I mean, I loved it. I loved every portion of that football game.
And the Georgia kid coming off the bench, homegrown Georgia kid, I mean, he came in like Wyatt Earp. And he was unbelievable.
Helmets are getting popped off at the goal line on the quarterback. I mean, and no flags either, by the way. I mean, I loved it. I loved every.
Coach, you get any of that? Any of those championship games?
All right, we're working a moment to get Coach.
Games.
There it is. Sorry, Coach. What was that?
No, I said I watched them all. I loved the championship games, the ones you're talking about, the Southeast Conference. The physicality of it and how they got after it. It's fun. It's a fun time of year. The bowl games sometimes aren't as good, but the championship games, they're playing for a lot. They're playing to stay alive in the playoffs, and there's a lot on the line. So and all the players are playing, it seems like, at this point. So, yeah, it was really good football.
That's really interesting because, so often I think about winning the bowl games as the big moments, but Coach, you're saying that those championship games for your specific conference, how is that staying the most important thing to so many of these players?
Well, see, you have to look in reality. Guys now, the seniors in particular, are weighing whether it's worth playing in a bowl game. Do I want to play in a bowl game and risk injury, or do I want to go out and start getting ready for the NFL draft? And you see more and more players that pass up on the bowl games because basically, they're unless they're playing for a national championship or something larger, it's really pretty meaningless other than the bowl game. Now, I took bowls very serious. I thought they were important for a number of reasons. I liked them because we talked about this last week. You use it for development of younger players. You use it. A win is important for momentum in the off season and for the spring practice, etc. So I thought they were important. But anymore, if you're not playing and still alive for a national championship berth, a lot of guys would prefer not to even play in a bowl game.
It's crazy reality what we got going. I mean, it's there. I mean, they're going to have to figure that out, and I don't know how they do it, with these contracts that they're putting together for these NIL deals. But you'd think that'd be a part of it, but I didn't even know with a contract because the player's leaving, right? What recourse do you have? And unfortunately, I think that the bowl game is going to be for the younger guys, and it's going to be there to get ready for next year.
It's a great way to kind of invest in the future of your program, like you said, Coach, not only for the game itself and all the glitz and glamour that come around that. I mean, all of the most prestigious bowl games are now reserved for the college football playoff teams, which we'll get into that a lot more later. But it also feels like, you lose out on some of that firepower. The Badgers played LSU last year, and almost nobody of importance started. Where's the heat in that, Derek?
Well, I mean.
Well, that's what I said. You have to weigh it. The weight of the bowls is not what it once was, and players are being very cautious. They're being schooled by agents. They have agents by that time if they're going to be drafted. Some agents are trying to protect them so there's a less chance of injury. So it's a reality, that's the way it goes, and these bowls are fighting it. They as they come in and talk to you, and as they negotiate now about going to a bowl, they want to know how many of your seniors are going to play, who will sit out, are the chances that your star players all going to be at the game? Those are questions that have to be asked now. Years ago, there were no questions like that.
Well, I got a question for you, Tarek, because you were a draft pick. I was undrafted. Okay, so you tell me, because in today's day of bowl games, I'm not flinching. I'm playing for my teammates. What would you do being a middle round pick?
Well, what I did, right?
Yeah. What would you do today?
Today? No, I'm going to play in the bowl game. Listen. Back when I was there, I mean, I went and played at the East West Shrine game. I was going to go to Hawaii and play.
Right.
I was going to play all the way, but then I realized the one more after that, the combine was then it'd be 3 weeks away. I needed a month to get ready. So the Hawaii thing.
But you got a couple $100,000 in your pocket because of NIL right now, right?
Yep.
In today's and you got your agent saying, "Hey, we got you at maybe late second, early third. What are you going to do?"
Well, I'd like to think that me looking back, know what I know now, then I would play. I would play, knowing all the circumstances going on, because what that meant to me looking back is the camaraderie and the experience outweighed any NFL game.
So true.
Right?
So true.
The one thing, Coach, I don't know if this is going to happen, but as this crazy world evolves, are they going to have a purse or a winning number for each player to incentivize them to stick around? I mean, are the bowl games are bowl games? Do they have that type of money that they would incentivize players to stay?
Well, you either give it to the school or you give it to the players. They don't have enough to give it to everybody, or you just share it. But Tarek, I think there's a lot to that. As you're asking the players to play an extra game. I think as the players get more involved, you have a players' union, I believe now. I think those are things that have to be talked about now. That they're going to play an extra game. You're going to make considerable money with the TV. You got a TV contract with that All-Star game or the bowl game. What's in it for the players? I know the Senior Bowl years ago. I played in the Senior Bowl a million years ago, and it was if you won, you got X amount of dollars. If you lost the game, you got X amount, but you at least got paid. And I coached in it when you played in it, Tarek. And we made sure we had a good time and enjoyed ourselves. And I think you got paid a little bit, but nothing compared to what the value of an all-star player playing in that game is.
That's Coach Alvarez. I'm Alex Gravatt. This is the Great Dane Huddle, live from the east side with Barry Alvarez. We've got Derek Engler and Tarek Saleh on either side of me. I'm in a Rose Bowl champion sandwich, but let's shift gears here just a little bit before later on we'll talk about the new offensive coordinator for Wisconsin. We'll talk about the college football playoffs, but while we're on the topic of NIL, we're on the topic of bringing people into the school, I want to talk a little bit about what it looks like for that recruiting process, for that transfer process, and specifically, what are some of the things that create an intrigue to come here as the transfer portal is now open? Is it game day atmosphere? Is it the facilities and that larger piece that you get to know all of the athletes across all of the sports and not just in football? Is it the academics here at Wisconsin, Coach? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the facilities and all of that.
It's all of the above. Even when I first came, we had no facilities. Our facilities were terrible, but we sold the school. We sold academics. It's a world-class institution. Madison is an unbelievable place to go to school. We knew if we could get them on campus. Unfortunately, you have to do your recruiting and visits in December or January. You're bringing them in. You're sitting at the union. You're pointing out, how beautiful it is out there, and the kid wants to know why no one's developed all that property out there with all those little shacks on them. The lake's frozen over. Yeah. He thinks it's property you can't envision that. So we have a lot to sell, and if I always said, you want to get a recruit in, you want to bring them in early, bring them in the summer and spring, because we'll get the majority of them if they show up then. Because this campus at that time of year in downtown Madison, there's nothing like it. And I say that sincerely. I compare us to any campus in the country, The atmosphere, the vibes in our city and on our campus are absolutely the best.
There's no question. There is no question. And Alex, I mean, you don't have to be a student athlete to come here and visit. All the students that come here out of high school to visit here, they step on this campus and they want to be a part of it. That I mean, never mind the athletics, and that's a whole nother ball game, obviously, and to be able to just, Tarek, I took a midweek visit Monday. Corey Raymer was my host. KK Mug Night, that might have helped.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, that Coach McCarney took me and we went around Observatory Drive, and it was in the middle of January. It was freezing, but I'm like, wow, this place is amazing. Just the campus itself, and that was in January, and I was sold. And to Coach's point, you bring them in the spring or summer, forget about it.
No
Done
question.
deal.
No question. I the staff, the players, that's their first initial, and that's the ultimate feel that you have that, in my opinion, what made me feel comfortable. But then, you go out and you see the social life, you see the campus, and if the campus, even in the middle of January when I took the visit, it was still, a sprawling big campus, and it had, you could read about it, you could see it, had plenty to offer. So it definitely has its intrigue and has the ability to bring in athletes. In fact, I was looking at our class coming in. We have 5 kids from Wisconsin coming into our school, and one of the things I think, Coach, your big thing was let's put a fence around Wisconsin, and I was proud of the fact that we have 5 guys coming in. I think we lost 2 or 3 guys out of the state.
We lost the Catholic Memorial O-lineman to
Yep.
Rudy at Notre Dame.
Yep, and we lost the Flanagan kid, who played with his brother,
and Poteet
from Tennessee.
To Tennessee.
And he's
And-
kind of
Yeah, those were all.
And don't forget the kicker.
Those are all family ties.
they don't count.
Those are
Yep, they were all
religion
family
or
ties.
family.
Yeah. So,
That's right.
everybody's trying to jump on Coach Fickell. He has a hell of a recruiting class. He did a nice job selling them, and that should help us in the years to come.
Absolutely.
Fair
Well,
statement.
get more for your pour. The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is a Madison original, brewing award-winning craft beers for 30 years. And now, every Monday through Thursday from 3 until 6 p.m., enjoy a 20-ounce pint of their flagship beer for only $3. That's what we should be doing. We should be bringing all the recruits' parents in, see what kind of good beers we can get here. From Crop Circle Wheat Good Dog IPA to the Old Glory APA, head to any of their locations in town, Fitchburg,
Leave the
Hilldale,
parents alone.
downtown or East Madison. Enjoy bigger and better happy hours. Hey, I'm not saying that the kids can't come here either. I'm just
All
saying
right.
it might be a little harder to get them in.
Let Tarek and I close the parents.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. You guys work on that.
You
Coming
just bring
up
the
next,
Frisbees and
I'll bring the
gummies.
Frisbees. Hey, whoa, hey now, yeah, it's decriminalized here, not legal. We can't
All
just
right.
talk about
whatever
that.
you hippies do. It's fine with me.
Throw the Frisbee.
The Great Dane, also a fantastic sponsor of our Madison Radicals, my professional ultimate frisbee team, in case you were wondering. So
Touche.
they're fantastic
bell?
here. They love everywhere. Coming up next, we're going to talk about Oregon. They won the Big Ten. What does it look like for the Big Ten moving forward, and what can we learn from this college football playoff? This is the Great Dane Huddle, live from the East Side. Great Dane.
This is the Great Dane Huddle with NFL veteran Derek Engler and UW Athletic Hall of Famer Tarek Saleh on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand. It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 100.5 ESPN.
Lillard's going to tee up a 3, and he splashes it through for the left wing.
Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, the official beer of the Milwaukee Bucks.
The debut of Chris Middleton spoiled in Boston as the Bucks fell to the Celtics on Friday night, but Giannis comes back to the rescue on Sunday as the Bucks take down the Nets 118-113.
Dennis Schroeder on a drive. The shot blocked by Portis. And a rebound by Damian Lillard. Lillard down the court to Giannis. Hop step to the rim and a right-handed slam dunk by Giannis Antetokounmpo. The block by Portis and the slam by Giannis. The Bucks lead it 111-108.
Giannis is 34 points and 11 boards, ending a 2-game skid. Next up for the Bucks, it's NBA Cup quarterfinals time. That happens Tuesday night at Fiserv Forum against the Orlando Magic.
This has been your Milwaukee Basketball Report on Madison's home for Bucks basketball, 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
Greg Scalzi here for Total Athlete Performance. They're here to provide elite performance training for serious athletes in the Madison area. And there's a new Verona TAP facility open inside of the Verona Athletic Center. Summer speed, agility, and semi-private options are now available at both Verona and Windsor locations, and now offering monthly subscription payment options. Plus, you can download the new Total Athlete Performance app for remote training options all year round. Visit tapwisconsin.com. That's tapwisconsin.com.
The president of James Imaging Systems, Tom Tegeter.
Over 45 years ago, my father, James Tegeter, founded our company on a cornerstone of quality, integrity, and service as the best way of connecting with clients. As I reflect on 2024, I'm grateful for the James Imaging Systems team. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to always connecting with clients and helping them thrive. To each long-term client, I extend my gratitude and thanks for your confidence and support. We look forward to remaining connected to you as your local business technology partner. I also appreciate our new 2024 clients for connecting with us. Welcome to the James Imaging Systems family. Looking forward to 2025, I believe if each of us embraces the power of connection, our local community will prosper. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless America.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Every day, Wisconsin's 600,000 family caregivers help their loved ones to continue living safely in their own homes. It's not easy. Each year, they spend an average of $7,000 out of their own pockets to provide this care. Wisconsin needs family caregivers, and they need more support. Tell your state lawmakers, Wisconsin family caregivers need a caregiver tax credit in 2025. Learn more at aarp.org/WI. That's aarp.org/WI. Paid for by AARP Wisconsin.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. As always, at Metro Kia of Madison, you can enjoy 2 years of no-charge maintenance on any new vehicle. Browse their inventory and find this month's special at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership today.
Mark your calendars. Professional volleyball is coming to Madison with First Serve on January 17th. Led by Madison's newest pro team, Love Madison Volleyball. Get ready for non-stop action as some of the world's best players take the court. Featuring Olympic medalists Lauren Carlini and Annie Drew Schumacher, Love Madison is ready to compete for the season's first championship title. Get your tickets now for this historic first season. Visit lovb.com today. Volleyball is the next major league.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Laid back. With my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Laid back. With my mind on my money and my money on my mind. I got me some Seagram's gin. Everybody got their cups, but they ain't chipped in.
Money on my mind today. I don't know. The deals over here at the Great Dane are too good to feel like maybe this is a proper way to feel after you get a great deal at the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company. This is the Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez live from the East Side Great Dane. 844-770-3776.
G-Men buying tonight?
Yeah. All right. Chad's not here. It's all on me.
All right.
You guys on your second drinks. We're going to go five deep tonight.
Whoa. Who's counting?
Hey, it's segment 2. We're going to get through one per segment and then maybe a little posty. It's
no
all good.
CPAs in this panel.
Who did our music? Who did our lead-in music? I like that.
That's all right, Riley.
That'd be Barry.
Wow.
I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you.
Hey, that was strong.
Yes, sir. You're way better than the guy from last year.
Well, I'm right here, Tarek. That was me.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg. D-O double G's everywhere, man.
Hey, you guys were really happy when I came in.
Our guy.
You were really happy when I came in and started playing some classic rock because Josh DiMaggio is out there with his alternative weird music. You can hear him in the morning show now.
You were a pioneer, man.
Yeah.
Did it.
I walked so Riley Yao could run, and I'll talk so Riley Yao can ask his question. Riley was kind of fired up about this in the office today, and I want to hear what he has to say.
Alrighty, guys. So, Coach, I really have a question for you. I'm assuming you guys all watched the college football playoff selection show this Sunday.
I did not watch it.
You didn't watch it? Okay.
I did not.
Nor did I.
I don't want to watch it. I just want to see the results. I don't care about all the talk.
Okay, fair enough. And I guess
Amen.
that leads into my question. So you spent 6 years on that committee, including time on the first one. So just for us uninformed fans, what is it like when the committee is in the war room, when you have to make those decisions? Because you were on the committee that decided to slide Ohio State over TCU, which was really controversial at the time.
It was. I'm glad you asked that because it's a really good question. The committee I was on, we really had some good people, and I thought it was very open, where anybody can speak their mind, say what you think. Everybody listened. Everyone was polite. If you lobbied, you were basically shut out. You cannot sit there and lobby for a team, or no one's going to listen to that. So you learn that right away. But I thought it was very professional. I thought the people were prepared. Some obviously know football. This is the thing I always say. How many of them are watching film? How many know how to watch film? How many know what they're watching when they watch film? Sometimes you get people that watch a game, they watch the football, but they're not watching a football game. So I always emphasize we need to have football people in the room. And I liked our room, but I thought it was really managed well. Everybody voiced their opinion. They were heard. There were continuous votes, and then consensus led us to decisions.
So, Coach, you have to have football people in the room, but not exclusively football. You had different people like Condoleezza Rice, correct? Was she on the staff?
She's a football person.
Oh, she's a football person.
I consider Condi a football person.
Love that. That's awesome.
I
how was
really
it?
do.
I mean, she's an American icon. To have her there that must have been special.
Yeah, it was. I tell you what, she became a very good friend. I brought her up. She came up to Madison. Her father was a high school coach, and back in the time when he was coaching, black coaches weren't really welcome in a lot of places in the North. And he came to Madison to watch spring practice, and was welcomed. And she always remembered that and wanted to come to Madison. So if you remember, I brought her up for a game, and she spent the weekend up there, up in Madison with us. And but she was really special. I got close with her and really, really enjoyed our time together on the committee. Great respect.
That's Coach Barry Alvarez. This is the Great Dane Huddle on 100.5 ESPN. I'm Alex Gravatt alongside Tarek Saleh, Derek Engler. We're talking about the college football playoffs, and Coach was part of the selection committee. Looks like you're chomping at the bit here to Derek.
No, I know this because Coach has told me about that experience, but it's fascinating to me. And the one thing that always, kind of rang true to me was he's like, we needed football people in that room. Coach, I guess my question to you is, was there anybody on that committee that you probably are shaking your head, that's not a football guy or gal?
This committee?
Yeah. Or the one that
you know what?
On.
The one I served on? Well, obviously there were some more knowledgeable than others. That were some that could be influenced very easily. But for the most part, we had knowledgeable people on the committee that I was on.
Did you?
I thought
was there lobbying? Was there lobbying going on?
No. If you lobbied,
you're done.
No one lobbied, but if you did try to lobby, your team is going to go. No one's listening. You're shut off and turned off immediately. There was no room for that. This was business. This was serious. It was legitimate, and we were the first ones. So we could not.
What were some of the considerations that you were taking in as the deciding factor for some of these teams, right? There were some close calls throughout your years. What were some of those decision-making factors that really weighed with you?
Yeah, well, I always thought strength of schedule was really important, maybe more so than some people. Not just the record, but the strength of schedule. How they finished the season. Were they healthy at the end of the season? If you've got someone who's going to go into the playoffs and they're minus a starting quarterback and a starting left tackle, that's not the same team that went through the year with one loss or undefeated. So everything that affects the team, you had to make sure the team that was going in had the strength of the team that you're voting on. You know what I mean?
Well, that brings us to this year. Coach, so this year, you got Indiana with one loss with a really, at least on paper, a weak schedule, right?
And on paper, I mean.
Or just factual.
Yeah.
Factual weak schedule.
Yeah.
And then you have like Ole Miss and Alabama who seem to go through the ringer. Is that a fair statement? Ringer? They
played a lot of really good ranked SEC teams, that's for sure.
You're not selling me on this. You're trying to sell me on the SEC?
I'm trying to sell people on ranked teams here. I'm not saying that the SEC is any more impressive, though. You look at the stats and the numbers, you might say it is this year.
Indiana went through the Big Ten. I thought the Big Ten this year was really deep. I thought we had a lot of really good teams. Not great teams, but a lot of teams like Wisconsin were strong. They could beat anybody. They could play Oregon, who's going to play for the national championship, play them to the wire. They're capable of that. And we had a lot of teams like that. I thought our league was really deep this year. And so an Indiana team with the record they had, I'm not diminishing their strength, their record because of strength of schedule. I'm not buying that. And I'd pound the table if I was in that room.
There's a
but
bias.
That's not lobbying. That's not lobbying.
At the SEC,
well, I'm not lobbying. I'm voicing my opinion. I'm voicing my opinion for a team. I'm not lobbying for Indiana. I'm just saying you can't downgrade them and tell me how great the SEC is. And the Big Ten, I thought, was really strong. I mean, you can go through team by team and talk about them. I'm just stating fact. I'm not lobbying for Indiana. I could have been lobbying for Ohio State. Or I'm talking about anybody in the Big Ten. I'm not lobbying for our league. I'm just talking fact.
Talking facts with Coach. All right. We'll continue this conversation a little bit. Plus, there's a new offensive coordinator in town, which we have not touched on yet, and I feel like that's almost a disservice to the listeners of the Great Dane Huddle on 100.5 ESPN. But really quick, let's tell you about our friends over at Janesville Kia, located right off Interstate 90. It's only minutes away from Madison. They treat people the way that they'd like to be treated, and that's why their sales are up 78% over last year. See for yourself why people all over Wisconsin have experienced the difference of Janesville Kia and told their friends. Come see Kia's groundbreaking lineup of award-winning vehicles with industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile warranties and experience the difference great customer service can make today at Janesville Kia. Our food is here at the Great Dane.
Wow.
Rejoice. We'll be right back. This is the Great Dane Huddle on 100.5.
More of the Great Dane Huddle with Badgers legend and special guest host Barry Alvarez is coming up on 100.5 ESPN.
The high school basketball season is officially underway this week on Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania. Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. Prep Mania returns this Friday and Saturday to Madison College for the 608 basketball tournament, the best local boys high school basketball showcase of the year. Featuring Division I recruits like Middleton's Will Garlock, committed to Wisconsin, and Xavion Mitchell of Oshkosh North, committed to Iowa State. Semifinals Friday night and 4 games Saturday. The 608 basketball tournament this weekend on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
The GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. GRB Academy wants to be part of your plan to reach your potential. Utilize GRB Academy's 52,000 square foot facility, 14 batting cages, and 6,000 square foot weight room. Personal lessons at the GRB Baseball Academy are available year-round. With over 300 college players and over 150 Division I players, GRB has consistently led the way in the Midwest for college recruitment and player development. Visit their website, grbacademy.com, for more information. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes and High Life Lights. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin, like Argus Bar and Grill, Paoli Pub, The Nitty Gritty in Madison, and Scotty Bar.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to join in on the fun with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup live. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when your picks hit, you get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. And you can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Well, if you need a bath or shower remodel this holiday season, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin sports. Catch what you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand, brought to you by Game Day Men's Health Middleton. Keep your performance up and on track in all areas of your life with Game Day Men's Health. Check them out at GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Middleton.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. We're supporting a new generation of explorers to
To ask questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
We're brewing up something special at ESPN Madison. Join Wilde and Tausch for a special announcement Tuesday on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Let's get the official rating. We've been talking really nicely about Riley Yauk back in the Everlight Solar Studios. He's been doing a great job while we're here on location at the Great Dane East Side. This is the Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez, of course. How was that song, Coach? You were really hyped about Snoop Dogg. This one, rising, going down. How we feel?
Acceptable.
Acceptable.
Hey,
right.
I'll take that. So the rationale behind this song is it's the song from the Big Ten commercial. We're out here promoting the Big Ten. This is a Big Ten show.
Listen. We don't have to follow behind the Big Ten footsteps. We set our own path.
All right.
We're the lead dogs.
I respect that.
We're the lead dogs. But here's the thing.
Here's our own soundtrack.
Let's go. The Big Ten championship this past weekend looked a little bit more like the SEC championship of old, and the SEC championship this weekend looked a little more like the Big Ten championship of old.
The world's turning.
It's
you know it is.
I mean, I was
not a lot of interest in us three.
Well, I'm watching Derek's waffling over here.
Well,
He's like,
no.
I
was surprised.
There's a topic that no one wanted to talk about. Let's talk about Wisconsin.
All right. Wisconsin just hired a new offensive coordinator. I kidding.
Our asses need to be in that damn
now
game.
we're talking.
Absolutely. And so that's what I wanted to get to, right? I was long walk for the short drink, maybe an artistic decision that didn't go quite right here on my behalf, but the Badgers hire a new offensive coordinator who brings a lot of run game experience. He brings a lot of offensive line coaching experience, maybe not as much in the quarterback room, but he was part of developing Zach Wilson into the number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft for BYU. Are you guys excited about what he brings, and perhaps are we going back to a smash mouth football style?
I'll let Coach go.
Well, the two things fired me up, and you just said them. He's got a run game background, and he's got an O-line background. Those historically have been the strength of our program. We've won here, and we've put ourselves on the map in college football because of our run game and our offense, and led by our offensive line. So when I heard that, I was really excited. And that doesn't mean he has to run every snap, but a lot of the snaps he has to run. But no, I'm really excited about it. I don't know him personally. I read the resume. I like the numbers that he's put up where he's been.
Yeah, I'm with Coach. I mean, I said this from the get-go. You know, the offensive line background. I mean, you know, we experimented. You know, Coach Longo brought Jack McNell. I had some inside people when he was an assistant O-line coach with the New York Giants, and they weren't so sure how he would fit at University of Wisconsin. Obviously, we know how that went. So to get back to our roots here at University of Wisconsin, and that is when you look, there's two guys, I think, in the top 3 all-time rushers. Ron Dane and Jonathan Taylor. Mm-hmm. All-time rushing leaders. The top 3 or 4. NC2A history. That says it all.
Well, you got to start with the offensive line. You got to establish the run, and you got to play to your strengths or the abilities that you have, right? You can't, what is it? You can't drive we're not a Ferrari. We're more like a Humvee or a big pickup truck. And that's who we are. And you got to build it that way because we don't have Peyton Manning. We don't have, Megatron. Coach Longo had a good offense for a certain group. If you had all the tools, that worked well for that. For ours, we are a blue collar.
We like to punch you in the face, G-Man.
Yeah. That we do. And, okay, this is perfect. I want to bring up what fired me up today. Now, Riley's got the audio ready. Here is the new offensive coordinator for the Wisconsin Badgers, Jeff Grimes, talking about the style of offense he runs, and he used, like RPO, a different vernacular, though. Riley, take it away.
I think it starts with the culture more than anything else. And so what I've called my offense here of late is RVO. It stands for Reliable Violent Offense. Because I think there are a lot of ways that you can run plays. Again, we run RPOs, we have zone read, we have vertical throws down the field, play action, drop back, quick game, zone plays, a lot of things that a lot of other people do. What's most important is how you run those plays.
What's most important is how you run those plays. Now, Derek, you were really excited about that. What is your immediate reaction to that sound clip?
Violence.
For reliable, violent offense.
Violence. I mean, I'm excited to see our offensive linemen be able to tee off and hit somebody in the face. And I think this guy, AJ, did a pretty good job this year. Mm-hmm. He did a good job, but not to what our standard is. And the standard is high in offensive line play at University of Wisconsin. And what that little clip right there, I think he's going to expect that.
Coach, you were grinning the whole time listening to that. Now that you've heard from Grimes, how are you feeling about it right now?
Well, I like that. And I'll be real anxious to see them practice because, that's where you develop all that. It's how you practice. And you can ask these two guys, we never went without going, in camp, it was 5 days a week. During the season, it's a minimum 2 days a week. Where we're going good against good. Our inside drills where our offensive line's playing against our defensive front, and it's a battle. And so I knew what we were going to get. Then we back off on Thursday, Friday. They're ready to play on Saturday. I poke them with a stick on Thursday and Friday just to get them a little fired up. But on Saturday, they're ready to go, and they're ready to mix it up with people. And that's what I want to see. I want to see guys want to mix it up front and knock people off the ball, not just cover them up, but knock them off the ball. And so I like what I heard.
Tarek, did you ever experience the proverbial stick poke?
Absolutely. It doesn't take much to poke me. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Get in the 9-on-7. That's the deal. And
9-on-7.
You got 3 or 4 periods of it, and it's violent. And it's he said reliable, controlled violence. You got to be fundamentally sound. You got to pick up your assignments on both sides of the ball, not just the offensive side.
I have a feeling that if Coach Grimes walked into the Great Dane right here, right now, East Side, what's your favorite drill? He might say 9-on-7.
For reliable, violent offense.
Right there. 9-on-7?
What's 9-on-7? I didn't play college football. I don't know these things.
Where's Riley? Riley's thinking.
Riley. Wide receivers.
Okay.
Yeah, no
it's
wide
receivers.
receivers.
But the wide receivers.
Everybody knows it's a run, and we're going to defense, offense, we're going to smack you in the mouth.
And an inside run.
Yeah, no question. There's no outside. There's no outside zone. It is straight up the middle.
You can't run outside. You can't hide.
And so what does that do for you? Like as a player, and you're in there, how does it feel?
Everything. I mean, it is. The D linemen know what it is, so they're coming, and you have to be, as an offensive lineman, you have to be technique sound. You have to know exactly. You have to be in synergy, double team, so on and so forth, up to the second level. It is everything.
So I know a lot of NFL teams that especially the 49ers, that they were known along the league of having easier practices. But what they didn't avoid was 9-on-7. So, Coach, you probably heard this before. They would have 9-on-7, like it's Sunday church.
Yep.
It would be there, and they would go 3 or 4 periods, and then you could take the pads off. But you have to have that moment
You have
in
to
order
have.
to sharpen the blade.
I always felt that was so important. You know, people want to talk about being a physical team, but just talking about it doesn't get you there. You have to practice it, and it has to be built into your culture and into your makeup. And that's what we did. I mean, our guys are going to strike you. They're going to take the field now, and they're going to strike you because they've done it. That's how they're trained. They've done it all week against our best guys, the good against the good. And so when they go play a game, they're ready for it. They're not going to get surprised by someone coming at them hard. The other team's going to be surprised because how hard we're coming at them.
You felt good coming out of 9-7. You felt good. You just felt good because you got through it, number one. Number two is if you did some good things, but the best thing is that you get to go watch it on film, because that's everything. When you watch inside drill, especially as an offensive lineman and a tech dick that I was, I love technique. I love technique, and I watch every little.
You love?
I love every
That's what she said.
Little piece of footwork and everything that went along with it, and then Tarek's getting reached like a fish.
Blasphemy.
All right, well, we've got a little blasphemy going on. Okay, what?
No, the last thing on this, though, like the good NFL teams, the great NFL teams, and most of them do the same thing. So, like, if you're a kid and you go, hey, I want to go play in the NFL, you got to be great in that 9-on-7 period.
Wellington Mara with the New York Giants, he did not miss two drills. 1-on-1, O-line, D-line, pass pro, and then inside drill, 9-on-7. Never missed it. Morning or afternoon practice. He had his little, pogo stick stool, and he'd sit down there with his fedora. Never missed a snap of inside drill.
Never missed a snap of inside wow.
9-on-7.
Inside drill.
Yeah.
9-on-7
drill.
It was, my apologies, Coach. My apologies, Coach. I'm unlike these two. I'm not three tequilas deep, but I'm the one who somehow catches all of the slurred words.
Man.
And, oh, man. I'm all over the place. This is the Great Dane Huddle on 100.5. We'll be back next.
Stay tuned. More of the Great Dane Huddle with Derek Engler and UW Athletic Hall of Famer Tarek Saleh is coming up on 100.5 ESPN.
Janesville Kia, located right off Interstate 90, is only minutes away from Madison. At Janesville Kia, they're here to help, treating people the way they'd like to be treated. That's why they're up 78% in Kia sales over last year. Come see firsthand why people all over Wisconsin have experienced the difference of Janesville Kia and told their friends. Check out Kia's groundbreaking lineup of award-winning vehicles with an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Experience the difference that great customer service makes today at Janesville Kia.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HIM to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text HIM to 321-321. That's HIM to 321-321.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run. To get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, 'cause Truck Star Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts, because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truck Star Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truck Star is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truck Star Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen, UW-Madison alum. Listen to me every day from 5 to 9 and join my fellow Badgers, Brad Nortman and Ben Bruss, with Kyle Wallace every day from 2 to 4 on 100.5 ESPN.
I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been staying most of their lives, living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of their lives, living in the gangster's paradise.
College football playoff is set. The bracket is all ready to go. And we were talking a little bit earlier about what Coach thinks about the teams that, made it in his time and as an advocate for Big Ten teams without lobbying, of course. But I'm curious, looking at it immediately, are there any teams that got snuffed, Derek?
The only one that I was curious about was Ole Miss. I think they're a better football team than SMU. Probably Clemson, too. Not sure about Indiana. Indiana puts up points, but Indiana hasn't played anybody I know.
No, they did.
They played the Big Ten teams.
They played Ohio State. They beat Michigan.
They went through the Big Ten.
They beat Michigan, who beat Ohio State. There's something there.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
so that's why I said
it's hard to argue against any of these
SMU and
teams.
Clemson. Those are the two that. Ole Miss is a good football team.
They're a good football team, and they're going to prove it in one of their bowl games. And Coach,
Bama did not deserve to be there.
I was going to ask you in particular, Coach. They had an incredible strength of schedule. They beat Georgia, the SEC champion, and they won a lot of good close games, but they lost a few. When you would look at a team like that, how would you rank them specifically in this 12-team schedule?
I didn't look at it. I didn't really look at it closely. I had a chart that I kept. It was my own different evaluation. I mean, there was a sheet of all numbers that I only knew how to read, but I put a lot of time in on it when I was on the committee, and I haven't put a lot. I haven't spent a lot of time on this. But if you're not in the top 12, then you shouldn't be in. I mean, if you're arguing you're 13 or 14 or 15, you shouldn't be arguing that you should be playing for a national championship. That's the way I look at it. Now, when I did it, what were we, 4, 2, whatever? You had it was serious to get in, and a lot of good teams, really good teams, didn't get in. But now you're going as deep as 12. and you're not getting in, no, don't cry.
Yeah, and so I think we get the best of both worlds here, right? You get the part where you get 12, you can't complain, but we get to argue about it, and that's good for college football. You want to talk about
that's
it. You want
solid.
to have the arguments.
Amen.
That's the way it should be. And you know what? I think 12 is so good. You get more people involved. There's more interest nationwide now. I think it's awesome. I'm so glad that we increased the number. We enlarged the playoff. It makes for more interest in college
No
college
question.
football.
Are we going to debate about 3-loss teams?
Yeah,
well, there's 2
come on,
3-loss teams, right?
Yeah, I mean, literally. That's
Clemson sneaks in with 3.
There's guys like Alex that can't get a date, and they have to sit at home.
I've been in a relationship for a year and a half.
Virtually. Is
Year
it
and a half?
virtual?
No.
The real life.
She lives 3 blocks away from me.
Tinder?
Elfie, no, we've known each other for years. What are we talking about here? All right, this has been the.
I haven't seen her.
All right,
we haven't met her.
We'll have her come out to the next Great Dane Huddle. This has been the Great Dane Huddle live from the East Side. We'll see you next week.
Oh, we're family.
Thanks, Coach.
Searching for the perfect brunch spot this weekend? Look no further than the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., indulge in the Great Dane sweet and savory brunch menu paired with mimosas, Bloody Marys, or one of their signature beers on tap. Enjoy at any of their 4 Madison area pubs, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Learn more and view the full